Hey, One Step Outside crew. I am super excited to be here with you. My name is Kelly Roach. I'm a best-selling author and I am the host of Unstoppable Success Radio. I specialize in helping 6- and 7-figure business owners to scale their service-based businesses online. I've had the pleasure and opportunity to work with Anna over the last couple of years in her business, and I am super pumped to get to come to you guys today as a guest in the One Step Outside group to talk about building a family-first business that you absolutely love. So for me, in the decision to start my business, I started my business as a side hustle back in 2012. I was a senior level corporate executive for a Fortune 500 firm, and I really made the decision that I wanted to not only build my own multi-million-dollar income, but that I wanted to do it while creating a life that I loved. And what I found in the past is that with the corporate model, no matter how far you go and no matter how big you build, it's really challenging to both keep creating career success and also have something that you've built that you can fall back on that allows you to go with the ebbs and flows of life, to put your family first when you need to, be able to lean in when you need to, lean back when you need to, and everything in between. You guys know all about that, I'm sure. So for me, I started my business with the intention of really focusing in on building a business that every decision I made was centered around, will this serve my family, and how can I make sure that the way that this business is constructed allows me to both grow my income and put my family first, which is the most important thing in the world to me. And in fact, you know, my clients all know many times, and you'll probably see or hear her run in any minute now, my 5-year-old, many times she's sitting on my lap when I'm recording my podcast. She's coming over next to me when I'm recording my videos. I have my dog Sadie here. She's sitting on the couch right next to me while I'm recording here today. And so, you know, the thing is, guys, is that anyone can build a family first business and still make millions online if you're willing to overcome your perfectionism. And I think one of the biggest things that keeps people stuck and holds them back from achieving their highest success and the greatest good and impact that they can make is that they're always looking for perfect. And because they never find perfection, they don't take action. And when you don't take action, you don't get results. And most importantly, you don't make any money, right? So the number one thing, if you want to build a family first business, is get okay if your son or daughter is going to run in the room with you. Be okay letting your dog, you know, come hop in the video or scratch on your office door or be a part of what you're doing. Our consumers, our buying market in this stage of online marketing is most interested in authentic relationships and buying and building relationships with people that they know, like, and trust. And so we've kind of moved past the stage where everything is overly edited and overly perfected and everything is so fine-tuned and looks as if it's a corporate commercial instead of a small business owner, right? You know, people want to work with a small business owner that shows that they're a real human, that they can relate to, that they feel can understand them and what they are going through. So the more humanity that you show and the more imperfection that you allow to be present in your business, in your photos or your video or whatever it is, the more that people are going to feel like you are a trustworthy, relatable, credible resource that they would want to partner with. So many small business owners think they can't build a family first business because they never have the perfect time or the amount of space that they need, or, you know, they don't have the perfect office or backdrop for their videos or whatever it is, right? Maybe you're building your business in the small pockets of your spare time. Maybe you're recording in your car in your lunch break. Maybe it's the 15 minutes, you know, before work or 15 minutes after before you walk in the door at night, right? If you're willing to throw perfection out the window, you can both make millions and put your family first. And I know this firsthand. So number one is kick perfection to the curb. Number two, know what matters most to your family and make all of your decisions with that being held at the highest priority. So for me, for example, we have a pool in our backyard. We have a daughter that's 5 years old. Our goal is to be able to travel the world with her. And when she's off in the summers, we want to be off, right? So we do something called launch stacking in my coaching company. And what that means is, like, we layer a lot of launches during the school year from September through May. And what that allows us to do is that allows us to hit the majority of our budget for the year before the summer months come. So that during the summer months, me and my team can test, we can nurture, we can try new things, but we don't have the pressure of hitting aggressive growth goals over the summer months, which means I get to focus on putting my family first, spending that quality time with Madison and with my husband, and knowing that when Madison goes back to school in September, we will have all of our launches laid out September through December, and we're going to be set up for success to hit our goals for the year. So you can put systems in place in your business to allow your business to run on cycles that support putting your family first. So that is number 2. Allow your business to run in cycles that put your family first. And you have to know what matters most to your family, and you have to be willing to, make those decisions and really invest over a period of years in creating those things in order to see those outcomes. Number 3, and you may not like this one, but number 3 is personal sacrifice. So if you want to create a family first business, you have to be willing to put in the hours at times that don't take away from your family. So for me, for example, both my husband and my daughter and my dog are all sleeping from 5 a.m. to 7 a.m. in the morning. And a lot of those extra hours when things need to get done are going to happen during those hours. I get up and I work from 5 to 7 in the morning knowing that it's not taking any time away from my family. And what that does is it allows me to cut out earlier in the afternoon when Madison gets home from school so that I can have more family time. So by me being disciplined and structured in knowing what my priorities are and what matters most to me and my family, I can set my business day up in such a way that through a little bit of personal sacrifice, I am able to create a whole lot more family time and family fun and enjoyment that matters most to us as a family unit. So number 3 is ask yourself, where do you need to make some personal sacrifices where it's a small sacrifice on your end that's going to produce a big outcome in the way that your family experiences everyday life and what they are feeling as a result of the business and how you're going about it, right? And number 4, so mix in business with pleasure. So I would say so many times as, corporate executives or leaders in a company, you're doing all this travel and it's nothing but business. There's no fun. You're away from your family. You're missing them. You're trying to get back as soon as you possibly can. And the amazing thing about building your own family first business is that you have the opportunity to truly plan out all of your travels so that you can bring your family with you. You can get paid to travel the world and you can have fun and family vacation tagged on doing it. This past year, I think we took 6 or 7 trips and we brought Madison with us, and literally I will work for 2 days, get paid, our entire trip is paid for from those work I do in those 2 days, and then we will stay for 3-4 days, sometimes a week and a half afterwards, knowing that we now get to have this great vacation. It's all paid for. I got my work done. Now I get to play. And that's the amazing thing about being an entrepreneur. You have complete and total control over setting up your business in any way, shape, or form that you want. You want to travel the world? Start building an email list around the globe. Start hosting local events in different places where you want to be, right? Put together a mastermind, for example, that meets in a different location every quarter, right? And so if you set your business up in such a way that it puts your family first, and then you make decisions every day that align with that, you know what your values are. You know that you have complete freedom to make sure that the business is set up to support your family and not the other way around. And then you have the discipline and you're willing to make the sacrifices to make it all work together. You will have ultimate success as a business owner online in 2019 and beyond. So I hope this inspires you guys to get fired up about building your own family first businesses. And what I can say that this has done for me personally with my family, not only was I able to retire my husband so he could be home full time with Madison, so we didn't have to ever have her in daycare and we could really have so much more time together, but it allows us to bond so much more as a family and have so many family experiences, meaningful travel, meaningful experiences that we never could have otherwise. And it's just because we know what we want as a family unit, and every decision ties back to that. So a fun exercise that you can do right after you watch this video tonight is you can literally go through and kind of create your family roadmap for like what matters most to you as a family. What do you want to create? What do you want to experience? What does that look like in an ideal world? And then start backing into that. I think the biggest mistake that people make when it comes to building a business that allows them to achieve the life that they want is that they build the business and they throw everything into the business and they're working ridiculous hours and they set up all these things that are not sustainable. And then they're looking around and they're like, but I don't know how to peel this back because none of it matches up and none of it supports where I really want to be or the outcomes that I really want to get. Okay. So what I want you to think about is family first. What's the roadmap of priorities? What matters most to you, right? What does that look like? All of that. And then, what step can you take today to start moving down that path? If nothing else, if you are clear on what that roadmap looks like, you're clear on what those priorities are, and you talk about them regularly as a family unit, you will start moving forward because of the fact that you've now made it a priority. You've claimed the outcome that you want, you're consistently focusing on it, and now it becomes a part of how you make your day-to-day decisions. So anyone can build a family-first business if they have the discipline, they have the foresight, and they make this decision in accordance with that family roadmap. Now, the thing I want to circle back to before we wrap up today that I think is going to be more helpful than anything for you guys is that understanding that this is not about comparing what you're doing to what anyone else is doing. What's right for me might be a horrible nightmare for you. What's right for you might be like worst case scenario for me. So the first and most important step in this process is to make sure you're running your own race and you're focused on the things that matter most to you and your family, not worrying about anything that matters to anyone else. That's number one. Number two is going back to where we started. This is all about conquering perfection so that you can achieve real results. Conquering perfection so that you can achieve real results. You need to focus on getting out there, making impact in the world, teaching, serving, connecting, engaging. And the more that you can throw that perfection out the window and just focus on being you and connecting in a genuine and authentic way with people, the more that you're going to see your results are going to go through the roof. So you guys are absolutely in the right place here working with Anna. I'm so excited for all of you guys to take that one step outside. And I know Anna is working very hard to build her family first business. I hope after watching this video, all of you guys are inspired to do the same. So thanks so much for having me as your special guest tonight. Thanks for joining. Have a great night.